Thanks for joining us on this edition of National Focus. I'm Lourianne Graham-Carter. Coming up, several new initiatives coming for Paixbouche constituency. Prime Minister promises 35 homes to Grandbay residents, and Dowasco assesses last project before 100% potable water access on island. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this.
I've been in the business for over 16 years. I get up in the mornings and I look forward to having the next cruise ship berth on island. When the visitor steps off the ship, the first impression is me. And I believe that I need to put my best foot forward and to ensure that everything I do it to the best of my ability. Based on my recommendation, visitors go to various sites, restaurants, bars, and vendors. I take that responsibility very seriously. I would like that the guest receives the same service that I have provided to that individual or guest. This business is bigger than me. Everybody plays a role. The cleaner who cleans my bus, my mechanic who does my checks, those persons ensure that I provide a quality service to the guest. The tourism dollar doesn't just stop with me. It allows me to pay the bank, visit the supermarket to feed myself and family, and have a drink with friends. My name is Jenna Gist, and tourism is my business.
Welcome back. Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit has extended sympathy on behalf of his government and people to the British government on the unfortunate event which occurred in London on Wednesday. British suffered its worst terrorist attack since 2005 on Wednesday when a lone attacker drove his truck along the banks of the Westminster Bridge, injuring several pedestrians. 4 people lost their lives in the attack.
Let me first of all, on behalf of the government and people of Dominica, extend our solidarity to the government and people of the United Kingdom on the senseless act against the British people which took place today, and to extend our sympathies and prayers to the families of those whose lives were taken away from them. Dominica stands, as we have been doing, to work with nations across the world to fight terrorism of any form. Because with the presence of terrorism, it is creating a very uncertain and unstable world for all of us. And all of us will suffer the consequences of that.
The Dominica Labour Party administration continues its dialogue with citizens across the island through town hall meetings. On Wednesday evening, Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, along with Member of Parliament for the Paixbouche constituency Roslyn Paul and other members of Cabinet, met with the people of the Paixbouche constituency. Among the number of new initiatives presented to the community is a new water supply system to correct the community irregular supply of potable water. The Honorable Prime Minister told residents of Paixbouche that the Dominica Water and Sewerage Company Limited will first do remedial work at a cost of $98,000 on the water system, while the plan for a more permanent solution is drafted.
The report and advice from Dowasco indicates that it could do some temporary remedial works immediately that would cost $98,000, but to reconstruct the water system, including a new tank, for Paixbouche will cost $1.2 million. And I have said, we have said to Dowasco, you should go ahead and start the designs for this project so that we can move quickly to reconstruct the entire water system for Paixbouche. And the estimated cost for this project will be around $1.2 million.
A second major announcement from the Prime Minister is the promise to rehabilitate the main road from Portsmouth to Hatton Garden.
Very soon we will issue a contract to a firm to redesign that road for us, with a view to having that road completely rehabilitated, including the creation of 2-lane bridges on this entire road. So that is a project, and had it not been for Triple Custom Erica, I could tell you we could have started this road this year. But with Erica, we had to push back some of our priorities. But rest assured, this road will be completely rehabilitated.
Meantime, Member of Parliament for the Paixbouche constituency, Rosalind Paul, also reported on a number of projects already underway in the community and the constituency in road rehabilitation, housing, sanitation, education, health, agriculture, and small business. She announced that just last week, 103 small business owners and border entrepreneurs in Paixbouche and Dodan benefited from a $400,000 grant from government.
The process was this. Announcement were made to have people come in. I said, all who have business interests, you are invited to a meeting to dialogue with us. And the meeting, it was a good turnout, but I never realized how many business people existed in Paixbouche and Dodan. And we were very happy to help all of this, and all of them had some. It was for existing businesses, and it was for also those with a business idea that is viable, and we are willing, with the support of my ministry, to assist these people with this business idea.
In addition to this, under government's Community Road Enhancement Program, $900,000 has been approved for the first phase of road rehabilitation in the Paixbouche constituency.
Paixbouche community, from this first phase of the $900,000, will benefit from $254,000, and that is for the first phase. Under this road enhancement program, we will address, or we will seek to complete the T-Wavin Road, the Teplat Back Road, the completion of the Lourianne Road and Wall, and upgrade the school road. If you know that we've left out anything for Paixbouche community, please inform me. Repairs will also be undertaken shortly on the main road from Sus.
A number of washroom facilities will also be constructed, and government has approved funds to construct 13 new houses in the constituency. Honorable Minister for Youth and MP for the Grandbay constituency, Justina Charles, described Honorable Paul as a committed parliamentary representative who gives effective representation of her constituency.
From working with her over the past 2 years, I can say to you, you have a very effective and efficient parliamentary representative. Honorable Paul comes into the politics with the same level of enthusiasm that Mr. Walters had for you. And she's a hard-working parliamentary representative. She is very focused and understands what her people want, and I can say to you, she asserts herself when she makes her request, and she will not relent until she gets it.
In other news, the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister for Finance Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit has committed to construct 35 homes for residents of Grandbay. The nation's leader addressed residents at a town hall meeting on Tuesday. Honorable Skerrit told residents that a list was presented to him by the Honorable Parliamentary Representative for the Grandbay constituency, Justina Charles, of families in need of home repairs and housing.
In respect to those who need repairs to their homes, I told her we need to do a further assessment of those homes to ensure we do a comprehensive job on those homes. And in instances where we know for a fact that these people are unable to meet the labor cost in respect to the repairs, the government should assist them. Because it makes no sense to give somebody the materials knowing full well the person doesn't have the means of fixing the home on his or her own.
For those who are not in possession of land of their own but are still in need of homes, he gave this promise.
As you know, we have identified some additional lots at Center in the vicinity where we built the homes for our friends from Dubai. And I have given a commitment to build 20 new homes in Center. And I give you the assurances, my dear friends, that once we can clear the tenure and some of the plants that are there currently, we will move to commence the construction of those 20 homes. And we expect, today's March, I expect about the first week of April for these 20 new homes to be commenced in terms of construction.
He informed residents of 15 families who are in possession of their own land. However, they are in urgent need of assistance to construct these homes.
This morning in the cabinet, I approved for the construction of these 15 homes for these 15 families on the lands. And the funds are available, and once the contracting arrangements are made, we're utilizing contractors from Grandbay. We will commence those 15 new homes for the 15 families identified.
Honorable Skerrit gave the assurance to act immediately with his promise once he has received a final list from the parliamentary representative. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
I've worked in the service industry for 9 years, and I love it because of the people I get to meet every day. And that's one of the reasons I went back to college, to be better able to serve the tourists when they come to our destination and to be able to learn more about Dominica. I love learning more about Dominica because the more I learn, the more I can share. And I just want to share Dominica with everyone. I'm from Munjan, which is in the southeast of Dominica, and have lived overseas for 24 years. Living overseas has made me appreciate Dominica and all it has to offer, like taking a walk in the forest, going to the botanical garden, or even drinking fresh Sus water. I never thought I could miss green so much. Even as a student, I'm still directly linked to the tourism industry, from something as simple as giving directions to tourists, or even more involved like an internship at a hotel or a cleanup campaign with DHTA. As a tourism student, I have made the decision to take my place in this tourism industry. My name is Lucina Nicholas, and tourism is my business.
Welcome back. As part of the WASCO's week of activities to recognize World Water Day, the company will conduct a media field visit to 2 of its ongoing projects. World Water Day focuses on the importance of fresh water and advocating for sustainable management of freshwater resources. The WASCO believes this time to be fitting for assessing the last 2 projects left for the realization of the goal of 100% access to pipe-borne water across the island. One of these projects is the restoration of a permanent water supply system for the communities of Monrachet, Coulibistry, and Grand Savan. Since the passage of Tropical Storm Erica in 2015, the WASCO and the Public Works Department have been working diligently to re-establish a proper water system for these villages. Public Relations Officer at the WASCO, Edward Regis, reports that as of a few weeks ago, a temporary system had been established. However, there is still work to be done, and the company will this week be visiting that area to determine the way forward.
Importantly, we'll be having a media field visit to 2 of our ongoing projects. Well, one in Coulibistry, the Coulibistry area. Remember, the Coulibistry intake was severely damaged during Tropical Storm Erica, and so we've just temporarily restored it. The people of Monrachet, as you know, very happy that they can now have water in some of these areas, because from Erica their supply was severely interrupted. So we'll be visiting that intake to see the damage that was done to the access to the intake and the intake itself, and what we intend to do there.
The company will also be visiting the Bells Penrice Water Project. Regis says when this particular project is completed, the company will have accomplished a major goal.
We'll also be visiting the Bells Penrice Water Project. That project, again, was negatively impacted by Tropical Storm Erica, and so we are going to visit to see how much progress we have made to bring water to what I describe as the last frontier in Dominica before we achieve 100% of access to potable water to various communities around Dominica.
In other news, the Ministry of Trade is reporting many significant strides in the enhancement of Dominica's trade industry thanks to the Economic Partnership Agreement (EPA). As part of government's ongoing efforts to develop Dominica's trading environment, grant funding was secured from the Caribbean Development Bank in 2015 to implement a project that would improve Dominica's trading environment and export capacity. The project was officially launched in 2016 with the Ministry of Trade mandated to implement the project, the main objective being to increase the commitment to and pace of the EPA implementation among EPA implementation agencies to upgrade food safety standards and management systems in selected enterprises. Projects Coordinator Margaret Rudet stated that the project is expected to come to an end in March this year. She gave some of the major outputs of the project.
Drafted legislation and legislative amendments to facilitate the EPA implementation. In respect of this output, a capacity building consultant was engaged to work closely with the legislative drafting unit and the chambers of the Attorney General. The consultant has provided draft legislation which is expected to give effect to the regulatory framework for services under the Title II of the EPA. The second output is the development and implementation of a communication strategy. To date, a trade and communication consultant was contracted and has developed a communication strategy and public awareness program to keep the public and private sector stakeholders and civil society informed of the importance and status of the EPA. The third output is training and technical guidance on implementing hazard analysis and critical control point. Regarding this output, a consulting firm was contracted and has provided technical assistance to build the capacity of food enterprises to implement hazard analysis and critical control points. And the fourth and fifth were the development and implementation of the Asecuda World Training Program and the Customs Control Training Program.
The project coordinator was pleased to report that the project has so far been successful.
A steering committee was established to provide policy advice and to oversee the implementation of the project. It must be noted that during the life of the project, the steering committee provided invaluable support and insight, thus facilitating the advancement of the project. In accordance with the procurement plan approved by the CDB for the purpose of the project and the procurement guidelines applicable to the grant, the Ministry of Trade, Energy and Employment, in collaboration with the CDB, finalized the procurement activities and procedures for engagement of consultants in realization of the output stated earlier. I am pleased to report that the main outputs of the project have been realized and the project has met its objectives.
Deputy Comptroller of the Dominica Air and Seaports Authority, Roderick Deschamps, noted that the EPA project has also proven beneficial to improve the human resource capacity of those involved in the trade industry.
Notwithstanding the quantitative results, there was some evidence of increased motivation and a keen desire to expose oneself to new areas. The participants were generally upbeat and positive during the sessions and express appreciation for the opportunity provided to them.
And finally, this news time, the government of Dominica has placed a ban on the importation of corned beef from Brazil with immediate effect. On Monday, the government of Jamaica imposed an immediate import ban on corned beef originating from Brazil. The move follows reports from Brazilian authorities that several major Brazilian meat processors have been selling corned beef not fit for consumption. The joint decision was made after discussions between the Custom and Excise Division, the Ministry of Agriculture, the Veterinary Unit, and the Environmental Health Unit, as 78% of Dominica's import of corned beef comes from Brazil. And that's all for the English news. Shaakira Pierre is next with Creole highlights.
Bienvenue à ce nouvel Creole, non moi c'est Shaakira Pierre. Your company, People's Republic of China, a pays là pour commencer travail à ce chemin West Coast là. Parole ça la sorti hot Premier ministre Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit pendant un town hall meeting cabinet qui prend place en Paixbouche mercredi. Silon Premier Ministre Skerrit, Cyclone Erika dommage Chimela en l'année 2015, et puis gouvernement a dépensé yon lot l'argent pour rebâtir. Honorable Skerrit a remercié ces Chinois là pour assistance là. Premier ministre l'a dit si gouvernement teni pour bâtir Chimela, il te coûte gouvernement yon lot l'argent. Il aussi fait parole que gouvernement a tout de suite issu comptoir pour réhabilitation Chimé Guantans pour Hatton Garden. À d'autres nouvelles, gouvernement Dominica fait available $400,000 qui a séparé pour développement petit business à Paixbouche et puis Dodan. Membre parlement pour Paixbouche, Honorable Roosevelt Paul, fait parole ça là pendant un meeting à Paixbouche mercredi. Si le ministre Paul yon 103 business hot Paixbouche et puis Dodan bénéfice hot l'argent ça là. Honorable Paul dit il tient discussion et puis moun petit business et puis meeting ça là te yon succès. Il aussi dit gouvernement bien plaisir pour ba assistance ça là. Moun qui ni yon idea business aussi que bénéfice. Programme ça là c'est pour moun qui pas ni collateral aller en banque taper assistance. Honorable Paul quoi programme ça là qui mène employment en constituency là. Et puis finalement 60 moun qui en affaires customs fini yon éducation et puis yo aussi taper un certificat. Éducation ça là qui bénéficie secteur trade à Dominique et puis fait travail plus facile pour tout qui engagé en secteur ça là. Nouvel gouvernement parler et puis coordonner projet là Margaret Rudet. Rudet dit projet ça là c'est un bas economic partnership agreement là.
Agreement ça c'est un agreement qui besoin implémenté par autant différents agencies. Ça c'est Customs, ça c'est Ministry of Trade, ça c'est Dominica Bureau of Standards et les autres. Nous garder et nous yon ces bagaille là qui besoin mettre en place, c'est pour gens qui a fait ça fait Customs, ça fait la douane pour yo ça éduquer ça fait Customs. So en parmi Ministry of Trade et Customs and Excise, yo venu ensemble et yo organiser un training pour ces gens salariés, ça c'est custom brokers, custom officials et tariff clerk.
Ça c'est deuxième éducation là. Première éducation là pour place en septembre pour décembre. Rudet dit ces participants là très intéressant en éducation là.
Training là c'est bon, les nous conduit training là ces participants là c'est très intéressant dans information là yo présenté. Yo juste dit en fin de training là da yo apprendre autant bagay yo pas te connaître bagay qui ke wede yo dit dans travail yo. Et ça bon parce tout ça qui est facile pour ça ni en première implémentation of agreement la mandé ou plus bon là. So ça c'était un bon effort par entre Ministry of Trade et Customs pour faire bagay ça là.
Il aussi remercie Central Development Bank là pour assistance là pour faire éducation là possible.
On les remercie Caribbean Development Bank because c'est eux qui fait ça possible. C'est eux qui ba gouvernement l'argent funding là pour faire training là. So nous les disons merci. Nous les Ministry of Trade moins qu'a dit on behalf of Ministry of Trade autant aussi merci pour Customs Division parce que travaille très bien avec Ministry of Trade pour faire training ça là possible.
Ça c'est tout pour Nouvelle à Creole. Non moi c'est Shaakira Pierre. Au revoir.
Coming up next, your tip of the day. Here are a few easy ways to find healthier options at the grocery store. Read food labels, even for so-called healthier foods. Beware of sneaky ingredients. Choose frozen, canned, or dried produce when fresh isn't available, or be practical. Be up to date with food items that are banned or have been recalled from grocery store shelves. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GISNewsDominica, and follow our Twitter at GISDominica. Live streaming is also available on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Lourianne Graham-Carter. Thanks for watching.